Camille again from Elite Care Plus Homes, back with another video. So I was having a conversation with one of my business partner, and we're just talking about the ideology of home care versus, assisted living. This is for clients. Assisted living is for clients who want they will be moved into a home, right? So there was a conversation that's been had, with a neighbor, and she was telling me that there is a conflict where the father now has dementia, and she feels like she has no choice but to put her dad in a home, but the son, which is her brother, doesn't want her dad in the home. So they've been they had a personal support worker that was coming in home, and they were really letting her know. She was really letting my business partner know that the personal support worker has been yelling and screaming at her dad, and pretty much not quite patient. Pretty much, in this case, just wanted to get it over and done with, and doesn't want it to deal with the dad. And that is quite concerning in terms of that. So a lot of times when, loved ones don't necessarily know what to do with a person who is in need of care, it could be their mother, their father, could be their children. They are between two opinions, and sometimes there can be conflict amongst the children for that particular mom or dad who may need care, because the decision maker will be, the one that says, hey, I think we should put my dad in a home, or I should put my mom in a home because it's best. We may not have the time, the energy. We have tried having a personal support worker, and then we're realizing that, hey, we don't feel like it's working. So how does one determine what's right for their loved ones? Is home care better? Is assisted living better? What is the difference? So we'll definitely talk about the difference today and who is it for when it comes down to home care versus assisted living. So home care is for someone who wants to stay at home, who wants support at home, and in the comfort of their own home, personal care in their own home. When it comes down to assisted living, is for someone who need consistent care, right? Someone who may be living by themselves, and they would have to move to a place where they would need care, or they want it to be in a settings where it's community, right? So that's the difference. So personal home care is at home, and assisted living will be in a community settings. So as we spoke about the fact, how do you know where to put your mom and your dad, right? If it's someone who just need care at home, they may be recovering from a surgery, they wanted that consistent care there, then the recommendation would be at home. Definitely in the comfort of their own home. They're living at home and they wanted that care. And I would say home care is better. Now, when we get to the assisted living, we have many, seniors who are living by themselves, right? They could be suffering from even dementia, right? They don't have family members that are close by. They don't have anyone to check up on them. They don't want to be home alone either. They want it to be in a settings where there are more of others like themselves, where medication reminders can happen, laundry can be done for them, and meal prep can be done for them. So they would need consistent care, but when it comes down to home care, like I said, if you have someone who is at home, they have their children, you can check in. They want to be in the comfort of their own home to get care. They don't want to be in a community settings, then home care will be much better, right? So that would be how you can differentiate what is better for your loved ones, home care or assisted living. right? And in other places, you have loved ones who may not have the time to visit. They may determine that, hey, you know what, the assisted living may be the best for their loved ones. But you have to weigh the pros and cons, right? And also, when there are disputes that are going on between siblings, you have to understand what is best for your loved one, what's going to be beneficial to them, what's going to make them comfortable, what do they really want. That conversation has to be had. But sometimes when someone has dementia, you really have to, or they can't really speak up for themselves in the way, or they can't make a certain decision, you have to look at what is best, what you can accommodate, what will work for the family. Come to an agreement by speaking to each other. Well, the son wants the dad to be in home and to get home care, but the daughter wants the dad to be in a facility. So it all comes down to the pros and cons, what's going to work best, where is the best support is going to be, right? Because here's someone that is living at home with them. I'm leaning to the side where it's more home care support, but you have to have someone who's trained, you know, with dementia, that is specialized in dementia. And that is exactly what Elite Care Plus is all about. We have our staff that are well trained when it comes down to dementia care and support, right? So this will be able to help and accommodate their loved ones. So, you know, feel free to reach out to us again. And thank you so much again for watching. Visit our website, or you can call us. You have a great day.